We want to congratulate City Chat's executive producer, Andy Stout, for City Chat's 10th episode and reintroducing the filming of talk shows in studio. Well, it's everyone's favorite time of the year, tax season, today on City Chat. From the Columbus Income Tax Division, Chief Administrative Officer Beth Brink joins us to educate taxpayers and to talk about the Columbus Income Tax Division. Thank you, Beth, for joining us today.
Thanks for having me, Josie.
So could you tell us a little bit about the Columbus Income Tax Division and what you guys do there?
Absolutely. So we are a division of the City Auditor's Office under City Auditor Megan Kilgore. We've got about 80 staff members in the division, and we are responsible for administering the city's 2.5% income tax rate, as well as the excise tax for the city and for Franklin County. So we basically work with folks who live, work, and conduct business in the city to make sure that everybody's paying their fair share.
So does the city have its own income tax, and what does it pay for?
Yeah, so I think during tax season, people are really familiar with federal taxes and state taxes, and so folks are surprised to learn that the city has its own income tax rate. Especially in Ohio, we have about 900 cities in the state, and over 600 of them leverage their own income tax. So it's something most people don't even think of. So Columbus does have its own income tax. It's 2.5%, and this goes to pay for vital city services. So everything from fire and police to parks, New American initiatives. Basically, income tax revenue makes up about 75% of total city revenue. So any city services that come to mind, it's likely that income tax pays for a portion of that.
And is that all documented on something for the public to see, or is that just something that is dealt with internally?
Yeah, so good resources to find out what the city is spending its money on. If you go to the Division of Finance and Management's website, they actually have a lot of good resources on the budget and what income tax collections are used to support.
So I actually had this conversation with my husband the other day, but so we are Columbus residents, and since I'm a city employee, we were wondering if I had to file, if I was required to file, and how would someone know if they needed to file?
That's a great question. So Columbus doesn't have a filing requirement for its residents. So some other cities, regardless of whether you owe the city or you're getting a refund, if you don't owe anything, you have to file. That's not the case in Columbus. So Columbus residents who live in Columbus and work in Columbus and get a W-2 where their employer is withholding the 2.5% to Columbus, you don't even have to worry about us. So
that's great. That's awesome.
That's a relief. And so, for most Columbus residents, it's where you're earning income and it's not being withheld. So kind of the people that are most likely to have to file with us are people who live in Columbus and maybe own a rental property because there's not tax withheld on that. People who live in Columbus and maybe freelance on the side and they get their income on a 1099 because there's no withholding on that. So those are instances where folks would need to file with us. Or if you're a Columbus resident and you work in a city with a tax rate lower than 2.5%, if the tax rate's 2% where it's being withheld, you would need to file with Columbus for the rest of that.
Okay, that's good to know. Thank you. So what are my options for filing a return?
Yeah, so if you go to our website, columbustax.net, we do have the option to file the IR-25 online. So the IR-25 is the individual filing form for the tax year. If it's your first time filing, you will need to file a paper return. So we have that form available online as well, and the instructions for that form to help you out. We actually also just translated those instructions into 5 different languages to make it more accessible to our residents. And then we're really unique in that we'll actually assist people who need help filing. So if you go to file your return and you're not a tax person, you can come see us. We are tax people and we're very willing to help you. So we have walk-in hours at our office from 8 to 5 on Monday through Friday.
That's great. I really took that bit apart from, with the interview with the auditor, that she was really emphasizing on communication and educating people, and that our demographic is just like expanding. I just think it's so unique that you guys really are implementing that day to day. That's awesome.
We pride ourselves on great customer service, but we also recognize that we have lots of improvement to make when it comes to serving all of our residents.
That's great. Thank you, Beth, so much for coming onto the show today and giving us that information.
Yeah, not a problem. Thanks so much for having me.
For taxpayers that need assistance, please visit www.columbustax.net. The Income Tax Division office is located at 77 North Front Street and open between 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, and walk-ins are always welcome. There are interpretation services for non-English speaking taxpayers available by appointment in late March. Please check the website for more details. Thanks for watching City Chat on CTV.